to an edition of Hometown Hype. Jason Baker sitting down with the head football coach of the Pearl River Community College Wildcats, Ted Edgar. And Coach, as we sit and take this show, you're 1-1. You picked up a big victory over Northeast in your first ball game, and then lost a hard-fought ball game to Northwest. Just overall, just kind of introduce us, if you will, to your team and where you feel like you stand through 2 games.
Well, I mean, obviously we'd like to be 2-0, but where we're at right now is we got a team that fights till it's 0-0 on the clock, and that's really important to us as a football team. We put ourselves in some really good spots to win that first game, and we put ourselves in some tougher positions to get a victory in the second game. So we just have a couple of things we got to work on and get ourselves ready going into week 3.
Absolutely. We're going to come back and talk about that victory over Northeast that took place here at Dobie Holding Stadium on the campus of Pearl River Community College. But for a moment, let's pause and allow our sponsors on Hometown Hype. Welcome back, everybody, to Hometown Hype. Jason Baker sitting down with head coach Ted Edgar, and we're looking at the 27-21 victory, your first ball game of the season against Northeast. They came in nationally ranked number 9 in the poll, and I think there was a lot of uncertainty about, what would this team look like? Who would be the players on this team that stand out? I know you got a great start off your running back, Ron Thompson, in that ball game. Take us to it, and how proud are you were you for your ball club to get that victory?
Really proud. I mean, it's something that we needed as a program to get moving forward. To win, at home, first game of the season is a big deal. And our guys went out and, like we talked about, not hoping to win. They went out expecting to win, and they went out to take a victory, and they did that. There's points in that game where, like I said, we put ourselves in some situations, but it didn't phase them. We threw an interception and took it down about 4 minutes to go, got down to about the 15, and we went out and stopped them in 4 plays, got the ball back to our offense, and took the rest of the clock, went down and scored. So it's a group effort, a team win, and I'm very, very proud of those guys.
One of the things about the Judo League that makes it so much fun to me is year in, year out, you don't really know what a team's going to have, and that works both ways. We kind of thought we knew what we would see in Northeast, but they didn't necessarily know what they were going to see from us, and that's the beauty of this league to me. Is a guy like Ron Thompson, just jumps out immediately in the first game and kind of garners this limelight. Talk to us about Ron's game and how special that was.
Well, we knew he was a special player. He's tough, and so very excited about the night he had. He had some really big runs. Never once faltered and found his way to the end zone a few times. So he had a big game for us, But we knew we had some young running backs, and we knew it was going to be a group effort by those guys. We got I believe 4 really good running backs, and any given night, any one of them can have a game.
And it was the debut for Justin Agner, the transfer out of Kent State. I thought he played well, especially in crunch time against Northeast, when we needed him the most to complete some passes and keep that drive alive there to go down and win that football game.
Sure. He's as tough as they come. And we love having the ball in his hands and love what he's doing with it. So he's a heck of a leader for our football team.
Absolutely. 27-21 was the score. Pearl River took the victory over the nationally ranked Northeast Community College Tigers. When we come back, we'll talk about game number 2 on the 2017 season for the Wildcats. You're tuning in to Hometown Hype. a hometown hype, and now we turn our focus to a 34-21 loss to Northwest. They come in nationally ranked. They're 2 years removed from winning a national championship as Northwest. And I thought, the start of the game is what really just set the tone for them. They jump out huge, 27-0, I believe was their lead in the first half. And if you take that equation out of it, which unfortunately you can't, but if you take it out of it, from that point on, once you got down, it seemed like your team showed that resiliency that you referred to and really battled back and showed that toughness to wind up only dropping the contest 34-21.
Well, we told our guys, you can't have mistakes against a good football team. We cleaned up some things from week 1 to week 2, but we gave them 13 points.
Right.
We threw an interception for a touchdown, and then we got a field goal blocked, and we took it back. So that was the difference in the ballgame. And against a really good team like Northwest, you can't have those mistakes. You take that out of it, and we're right there in it. And, that's, again, I'm proud of our football team because those are the games where teams will quit and ours didn't. And
one of the things, too, is you faced adversity. Ron Thompson gets hurt, I believe, in the first half. Caleb Beatty comes in. He's a local kid out of West Marion. He came in, and I felt like he kind of gave you some life. He all of a sudden, where Justin was having some issues, they had a lot of pressure in the passing game. They were bringing a lot of guys. I thought Caleb was that change of speed, if you will, and kind of revitalized the offense late in the first half and then early in that second half.
He did. He ran hard, got us in some great situations, went down and scored. And then, another guy I thought really did well was Malcolm Stanton out of Hancock High School. Malcolm had a big catch on the sideline that got us back in with the first touchdown of the game. So those guys continue to make plays, and we're right there in it. At one point it was 27-21, and we felt like if we can just keep them off the scoreboard, we'll have a chance in the end.
And there for a moment in the second half, it got tense, it got tight. I think the game had got cut to like a 27-21 point. And I think you saw the resiliency from Northwest a little bit as well. That's what good football teams do. They respond. But you have to be proud of your team to even put them back in a situation like that.
I was, and the thing you just try to teach them is we just got to eliminate giving them a 13-point buffer.
That's right.
And we're right there with them. We're right there with the number 5 team in the country, and it just shows that we can play with anybody.
And I guess the positive news is, that's a North Division foe. Essentially, it doesn't matter in the playoff race. The tiebreakers overall, but you head now to South Division play, and this is where it matters. Mm-hmm. This is where you're going to find out, what kind of team you have. You take on East Central this coming Thursday. Take us what you know about them and how forward you are looking into getting into South Division play.
I'm extremely looking forward to it. That's a team that we want to go up there and win that football game, and it's put us 1-0 in the South Conference, and that's right where we want to be. So they're a tough team. They run the ball well. They play well on defense, and we're gonna have to go up there and be on our game.
It didn't go unnoticed either, the support you had from the crowd here at W. Holden Stadium. I know you certainly want to give a comment to that.
It's been awesome. Everybody around here has been very, very supportive, and we're extremely excited about the community and all the support that we're getting, and we just want to continue to do what we're supposed to do, hold up our end and put out a winning football program.
Absolutely. We appreciate your time today and spend a little moment of time talking with us. We look forward to talking to you on the next edition.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Head coach Ted Edgar. I'm Jason Baker. Mackenzie Harris was able to catch up with a few of the Wildcats following the ball game against Northwest. Let's take it back out to W. Holden Stadium and Mackenzie Harris.
Hey everybody, I'm here with our Wildcat, David Salser, who's a linebacker for the Wildcat team this year. And David, this was a hard game to come out and fight for tonight. Tell me about how it was preparing for this game.
Well, we had a decent week of practice. Personally, my thoughts are we didn't have a good enough week of practice because we were goofing around a little bit too much, and which caused some of the mistakes in the game. And personally, I think that's where we lost this game, and we definitely have room for improvement, and it's definitely acceptable to make these mistakes, but we have to get better, and we have to have better practices.
Well, that's something good that you can start off the season with. Go ahead and getting those mistakes out of the way. And, one thing that we saw is we talked about earlier, the first quarter, it's kind of lackadaisical, but y'all came out and y'all won the second half. Tell me about that second half.
Well, that second half, we had a little bit more fire under us because we were losing. Obviously, we weren't in the winning position, so we had nothing to do besides fight. And we came out, we ran the defense that we were supposed to run. Our offense were converting, and they were running the ball really hard. I'm so proud of them, and we showed the team that we can be. We cleaned up the mistakes, and we won the second half. The score would have been, if I'm correct, 27. It was like 13-13 if we wouldn't have gave up those two mistakes or anything, but we definitely won the second half, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Probably would have been a tied ball game if it wasn't for a few little mistakes. And, David, tell me about that. We talked a little bit, too, about that O-line and how big those guys were. That was a really good team y'all faced. And, I mean, probably one of the best that y'all will probably see this season. Can you tell me, in your defense, tell me how it was going up against that offense?
Well, they were talented, like you said, and they were big and fast. But, like I said, the practice has everything to do with it. If we run the defense that we're coached to run, there's nobody that can stop us. I truly believe that. God just put that on my heart. No one can beat us. We are the only team that can beat ourselves. Our coach harps on it. And if our D linemen get where they got to go and our linebackers fit off of the D linemen, we'll stop them. We'll stop anybody.
Well, I believe that y'all definitely can do that. Y'all can beat anybody on the schedule this year, like Coach said earlier. And I thought that you had a great game today, David, and good luck on the rest of your season, man.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
I'm here with Malcolm Staten, who's the number 9 wide receiver for the Wildcats. And, Malcolm, tell me a little bit about your thoughts on tonight's game.
I feel like we came out kind of slow, and we picked it up in the second half, but that was a pretty good team, especially coming in number 5 in the nation. So I feel like they were really prepared. But, I mean, I feel like we just could have had to put two halves together to really come out with a win.
You were on that offense, and tell me about that offense tonight. It seemed like y'all were really having to pick each other up. Some people were getting down. Some people were staying up. Tell me about how it was trying to get those guys pumped up to stay in for the whole game.
Well, I feel like we kind of got like some early turnovers that kind of got like the team discombobulated, and so you know how it is with a bunch of young guys. So you just got to pick it back up and play the next half, and that's what we did.
Absolutely. Y'all definitely won that second half, and you were the last one to score a touchdown for us. You had that pass come in to you. Tell me about that touchdown that you had.
Well, it was just a good read by the quarterback. He had sent me on a hot route, and I just made a play.
Absolutely. Well, I definitely think that you had a great game tonight, and I think there's a lot of things going forward that can come great out of a game like this tonight. Tell me what you think about your thoughts going forward on the rest of y'all's schedule.
I feel like if we just come back, we're coming back to work in the morning, so we just got to look forward ahead because, I mean, they are in the North Division, so, I mean, we wanted that win, but it really won't affect us in our division. So I feel like we're going to be good going into our division.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Malcolm, for talking to me, and congratulations on the way you played tonight, man.
Thank you. Go Hawks.
I'm here with Darrell Bell, who's the left tackle for our offensive line. And, man, tell me a little bit about your thoughts on tonight's game. That was a big team that we played tonight.
Well, yes, we came out pretty sluggish and slow. When knowing we playing the number 5, 6 team in the country, we got to come out with speed, and we got to be physical, and we got to play our ball game. And we really didn't. And we got down by a lot going into halftime, which made a lot of our heads fall. But some people kept their head up, and we kept fighting in the second half.
So you being a left tackle on the offensive line, those guys were huge on that Northwest defense. So tell me a little bit about how it was going up against that guy specifically that you were going up against tonight.
Well, the guy I was going up against was a walk-down backer, and he was pretty fast. He had speed. He wasn't too physical. Well, I was able to block him, but when it come to all their moving and different defenses they ran, it was kind of a little difficult.
So, Darrell, let's talk about after halftime. You guys really came out and got after it and just really were busting off the ball. Can you tell me about, how that second half went and how that's going to help you lead into the rest of your season?
Well, yes. Well, we made our mind up at halftime that we was going to run the ball, and we came out and did it. So we ran, and we finally opened up. In the first half, the run it really wasn't there. The pass was open, and they played down in the box in the second half. So we ran the ball at them.
I'm here with Corbin Harmon, our defensive end for the Wildcats. And, Corbin, tell me a little bit about your thoughts on tonight's game, man.
We came out a little bit sluggish in the first half. We played hard the whole game, picked it up in the second half, ran the ball real good. Defense played good. Besides a blocked field goal and a pick six, we probably would have won the game.
Absolutely. And, man, y'all's defense really did play awesome tonight because that was a really good team that y'all went against. Like they said, that's number 6 in the nation. Tell me how it was playing against them. Y'all really shut them down in the second half.
We came out, tried our best, 3-3 stack, tried a little different stuff, moving the ends inside, playing a little even, but it came out short, but it's okay.
You play in defensive end. Tell me how it was trying to get a lot of pressure on that quarterback tonight.
very hard. So playing inside of the 3-tech basically the whole game, head up on the nose guard and guard and tackle a little bit, but we'll fix it next week and get the official.
I think that it gives y'all a lot of really good positive things going into the future and for the rest of y'all's schedule, and I wish you the best of luck, man. I thought you had a great game tonight.
Thank you. Go Wildcats.
I'm here with Justin Agner, our quarterback for the Wildcats, and Justin, man, you were getting some really hard hits out there tonight, but you just kept going back in. You kept fighting. You were a warrior, the definition of a warrior. Tell me about your thoughts on tonight's game.
Obviously, tonight's game didn't really go as planned. We came out against a really good team that's, I think number 5 in the nation, so I think we played hard. There was some mistakes on my part especially, and I think when we get rid of the mistakes that we make, it's a totally different ball game, and hopefully we come out on top.
Absolutely, and a lot of guys talked about how in the first quarter they came out kind of sluggish and stuff like that, but I saw you over on the sidelines. You were really trying to pump up your O-line. Can you tell me about those guys?
Oh yeah, the O-line's great. I was getting, like you said, I was kind of getting hit, but they were always there to pick me up. So I love those guys, and I don't think I really have to pick them up so much. I just have to be more positive with them because they're kind of hard on themselves, or I don't really think that I need to pick them up. They just, that's who they are, and that's the people that Coach Egger and Coach Metcalf recruit to play for Pearl River.
Absolutely, man. And tell me, we'll talk a little bit about you as a quarterback. You were out there running around making stuff happen. I mean, tell me about how it is playing that quarterback position for you.
It's a position I've played all my life. I think, the one thing that I try and do is just never give up on a play, because, if a play breaks down, I think I can hopefully extend it and make something, better out of something bad. So, I'll never give up on, the coaches or the players. So that's kind of how I play, is just don't give up on any play, because they're limited. So that's kind of how I do it.
Well, I think that y'all got something really special here at PRCC, and I think that y'all are going to have a great season this year, especially after tonight playing such a big team and doing so well against them. Congratulations on your game tonight, man, and thank you for talking with me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm here with Coach Terrence Metcalf, who's our offensive line coach for the Pearl River Wildcats. And, Coach Terrence, can you tell me a little bit about tonight's game? You've played a lot of football in your life. You've seen a lot of different football teams. Tell me what you saw tonight in this Pearl River Wildcat football team. Even though the scoreboard showed a loss, tell me about the positives tonight.
One thing we definitely showed tonight was that the togetherness of the team, regardless of the situation. The guys stayed together. They fought hard. Of course, having Justin Agner at the quarterback position kind of makes it easier, because you can see him after he throw an interception, he gets right back up, run the ball for a 4th and 5 and get the first down. So those are a ton of positives on the offensive side. The defense never let up. They got turnover after turnover. They got stop after stop. They kept putting us in the right position. And when they punted the ball, we got the ball in good field position. We were never in a bad situation. So overall, even special teams, they got the ball back, got fumbled on the punt return. We recovered the ball. So in 3 phases of the football game, we had guys hustling and not quitting, even though, we were in a battle all night, but guys didn't quit.
They didn't quit, and that showed in the second half, really. And like you said, we went up against giants tonight earlier, and tell me about that offensive line really having to step up in that second half. You said that they didn't quit. They kept going. What was that turnaround for them? What made that difference in that second half?
Well, I think one of the things that made a huge difference for those guys was, again, you look at the skill guys. The O-linemen, they know they got to go to work every day in practice, because I'm the O-line coach. We accept nothing less than hard work. And but you add Caleb Beatty to the fold. You add a running back like Ron Thompson to the fold. A running back like Chandler Roberts to the fold. And not to forget Jesse Parnell. We got 4 really good running backs. And these guys know all they have to do is front the defensive lineman and give those guys a split second, and they can make something happen. Well, tonight was Caleb Beatty's turn. And he took it and he ran with it, and that's something we were just looking for, that spark, and he gave us the spark offensively that we needed.
He definitely turned it around and really gave everybody some hope for it and got everybody fired up. And Coach Terrence, I saw a lot of great things from your PRCC Wildcat football team tonight, and I wish you the best of luck on the rest of your season, and congratulations on the hard-fought game tonight, man.
Thank you.
Hey
everybody, and welcome to this segment of The River Rolls. We're here under the helmet with Tyler Polk, our wide receiver for the Wildcats. And Tyler, let's talk about you a little bit, man. You know, tell us your story. You come from St. Martin. Tell us about your high school experience there. What position you played? How'd that go?
In high school, I played everything. Like, I played quarterback, running back, defense. Sometimes I got on special teams and all that. But basically, my high school career was good. But, I mean, my junior year, we'll start off with my freshman year. I had a good freshman year. I had a 1,000-yard rusher. And then my sophomore year, I blew up. And, then I got my first offer from USM. And so going into my junior year that summer, I had tore my meniscus. And so I went to the doctor 2 times. They told me it was okay. So the first game I played, I tore it a little bit more. Second game, I went back out there and I tore it completely. And then so I had to go get a repair with Dr. Noblin, and they repaired it. Then came back my senior year, had a good senior year, won 6A Athlete of the Year, and then I took the JUCO route.
Oh, you decided to go JUCO?
Yeah, I took the JUCO route.
So tell us about that. You didn't go to PRCC first.
Mm-hmm.
You actually went to East Mississippi, right? Tell us about going from East Mississippi and tell us what happened in that.
Okay, so East Mississippi, I graduated May 23rd. May 24th, I had to report for summer camp. So I went up there. East Mississippi is how they say East Mississippi. It's fun, it's hard, but you're going to get everything out that you're going to play a way that you never thought you would be able to play, because they get everything out of you. But I had a good summer, was going into fall camp. The next day was going to be fall camp number 1, but that day before, we had like a little 7-on-7, and I had tore my PCL. And so I'm like, man, I get good, I get better, and then I get another downfall. So I didn't start my fall school until October. So around this time, I was at home, laying on the couch, laying in bed, laid up, going.
Not playing football.
Not playing football. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, doing rehab, like an ordinary person. And then I went back during October, did everything, got my school, got my education, and that's first thing first, you know.
Right.
And then come spring, I transferred close to home, Mississippi Gulf Coast, because I was just too far away from home and I wanted to be close to home. And so what I did, I went to Gulf Coast, got my education over there, and then I did spring with them. And they gave me a good opportunity. I was trying to fit in somewhere where the offense just wasn't available for me, I guess you could say. But then Kelvin Bolden, he called me and told me, hey, you come get it in with us at Pearl River. And they just got the new OC, Coach Ryan Trevathan, and I liked what they was doing, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. And then they gave me a shot, and I'm here.
That's pretty awesome. So now you've worked your way all the way to Pearl River.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So let's talk about you. We talked about your high school. What was the biggest transition for you, maybe the hardest thing to overcome going from high school to junior college playing football?
The hardest thing was for me to just stick with one position and perfect my craft at that one position, because in high school, I was playing all over the place, and so it was easy for me to just go there, do a little bit, go there, do a little bit, go there, do a little bit. Now I gotta perfect it. I had mistakes in each one, but doing all that and putting it into one, it was okay. But now you gotta do it in just one, and you can't mess up, so you gotta perfect your craft in just one thing. That's probably was the hardest thing for me, because when we played Northeast, that was my very first game ever playing wide receiver and actually catching a ball in a live game. That was my first time ever. And so, I started getting used to it, and Coach Trevathan, he basically, I'm not gonna say he did it for he gave me my confidence back by giving me an opportunity, because when I was at the other schools, I kept getting hurt and I wasn't getting a good opportunity, and I lost my confidence. And that's why I gotta give a shout out to Coach Trevathan for helping me out and giving me my confidence back, and find my way back in, and not to be down on myself all the time. But yeah, like I said, the first game was my first game ever catching the ball, and so then the second game, I felt like I was there.
Absolutely. And, you know, that's crazy that was your first game to really play wide receiver in a junior college because, I mean, that second game that you had a great game. Let's talk about that game against Northwest. You know, I know that the scoreboard kind of showed in the end that the Wildcats lost, but to me, you as a wide receiver, you had a great game. You were making some great catches out there. Tell me how that game felt to you.
That game, I don't know. I guess it was because when I woke up, I was feeling a good mood, and I was praying like the whole week, that Monday was that Sunday we had a good practice. That Monday we had a good practice. That Tuesday I'm gonna be honest, I didn't have a good practice at all.
Really?
And I was so down on myself, and like I was talking to Coach T, telling Coach T how I feel, and he was like, "Man, you good? You just gotta move on. You never look back. Just keep moving on." But I just kept staying down on myself. And then that Wednesday we had the pregame, and then that night I just prayed. I just prayed to God. I was like, "Man, help me get out this feeling. Help me have a good game." So I woke up that morning. I was like, "You know what? I'm feeling good. God did it." And so I prayed before the game, and in the game I was just seeing things like no, I ain't never seen stuff like that before. Like I'm looking at the coverages and seeing open spots, and Justin just hit me in the open spot, and I just was feeling it there.
Everything was coming together.
Everything was coming together. Guys said he had a plan for me one time, and I guess this is his plan.
It showed up last Thursday night for sure. Well, you know, Tyler, I'm so happy for you, man. Thank you for coming in and talking with me and sitting down and telling me all about, you know, your past playing football. And I wish you the best of luck this Thursday against East Central, man. Thank you again for coming in with me.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, and welcome to this other segment of Under the Helmet. I'm here with Dalen Burks, our defensive back for the Wildcats. And Dalen, you went to school right down the road from Poplarville. You're from Lumberton. Tell us a little bit about how your high school went. What were you doing over there in Lumberton?
I went to high school. I went to Lumberton, and I played all 4 years there. And I was an athlete down there as far as school. And I went down there, I played football and basketball, but I came here to play football at PRCC. But I went made the best of my 4 years down there in high school, which got me a scholarship here at PRCC.
Yeah, so you got recruited to come to Pro River your senior year?
Yeah, my senior year of high school. Yeah.
So how did that process work? What made you come to, was that just who you wanted to come with, or they kind of like wanted you to come here?
I was down to about 2 or 3 schools, but this school it seemed like the best opportunity for me.
And so talk about, you were here last year.
Yeah.
So this is a whole new year. You're a sophomore. You've been here for 2 years. There was a lot of changes from last year to this year. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
The team did change. It's been a big change as far as we got a new offensive coordinator that came in from Northeast, and he's a smart coach. You know, he came in and took what he had and made the best of the offense, and now we're running smooth. You know, the defense, we still got most of the same people from defense, so I mean, we're making that work. So that's why I feel like it's gonna be a good season for us.
Definitely. I think it's going to be a good season for y'all, too, just by watching y'all. And, you know, talking about you coming from Lumberton, you said, you know, you were an athlete, you played there. You did really good there all throughout high school. You were a running back and a safety is what we talked about.
Yeah.
But now you're playing defensive back. Tell me how you got into that role here on this team.
When Coach Eddie came to recruit me, he asked me, he gave me an option, what did I want to play? And he asked me that I want to play running back or safety. But I told him I wanted to play safety because my stepdad was out of my head. He told me, he said, "You rather get a league than take the league," because it's totally different in college than it is in high school. So I came here and I played strong safety here for most of the summer and a little bit of the season. And then throughout the season, Coach Jigga asked me that I want to play cornerback because he felt like that would fit me better. So I moved to cornerback, and it's crazy. The first game I played cornerback in, that's the best game I had. I came in, I moved in. It's a brave. You got to be brave to play that position. But I came in, I caught a pick my first game as a cornerback. I caught
there you go.
a forced fumble, and that was one of the games we won last year as well. So.
That's cool. So that's really cool. So you had to come into that role and play something totally different last year or this year, so you started at defensive back last year.
I started in the middle of the season last year.
Middle of the season last year. So coming into this year, you were knowing that you were playing defensive back.
From when I started then, that's what I've been playing ever since.
I got you. So tell us about the last couple of games this season. How did you feel like against Northeast and Northwest? What were those games like for you?
The first game against Northeast, you know, it was a good game for us. I feel like we stepped up defensively and offensively. But I mean, I didn't get much action, but I'm still, you know, I still made the plays that I could make.
Right.
I could make them, you know. And Northwest, they were a bit more physical and a bit faster team, you know. And I got a little bit more action in that game, and I tried to make the best out of those opportunities as well. And I mean, we lost, but
Right.
yeah.
I know. Hey, even though the scoreboard showed, that's what we talked about is, you know, I mean, everybody had pretty much a good game. Everybody on the defensive side too. I mean, they were really stepping up and shutting it down. They had a really good second half. So tell me a little bit about that second half of the Northwest game, because like I said, y'all did come in and had like a great second half. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we came in at halftime. We had a long talk. We had some leaders that stepped up and you know, said what they had to say, you know what I'm saying, to make a point that we could actually win this game, you know. And this team is good, but only people that could beat us is ourselves. So, and that point was made, and that was brought to everybody's attention. So that's why I feel like we came out and played like we did, you know. Even though we still lost, we still gave it all we got.
Absolutely. That's the kind of Pearl River Wildcats you guys are this year, and that's
Yeah,
why I think y'all are gonna have a great season. I'm so excited for y'all. And Dalen, so thank you so much for coming in and sitting down with me. Good luck on your game this week against East Central. And again, thank you, man.
Okay, thank you.